Craster to Low Newton on the Northumberland coastal path. Castles, sea swimming and sketching on Northumberland's most attractive stretch of coastline. Join me, artist Joanne Wishart, as I walk and sketch the picturesque coastal path from Craster to Low Newton. Taking in the stunning panoramic views from Dunstanburgh Castle en route. This section of coastline really is inspirational for artists like myself. So, with my sketchbook in hand, let me share with you the joy I find in this wondrous landscape. Our journey begins at the harbour village of Craster. The sun is shining and the smell of kippers is in the air. The harbour is filled with light and colour as fishing boats line the shoreline and bunting flaps in the breeze. Looking out from the harbour, you can spot the striking silhouette of Dunstanburgh Castle in the distance, the halfway point of our journey today. A walk along the pier offers beautiful views of the sea. The vibrant fishing boats and buoys that decorate this picturesque harbour have inspired many of my paintings over the years. It's a place that truly begs to be captured on canvas. Leaving Craster Harbour, the walk to Dunstanburgh Castle is truly a breathtaking one. While the North Sea crashes against the rocky shoreline to the east, we share the grassy path with some friendly sheep, whom you may encounter as you head towards the magnificent ruins of the impressive Dunstanburgh Castle. I don't have to walk far to find my first spot to sketch. I tuck myself in behind some rocks to shelter from the wind and capture the scene in front of me. I like to work with a variety of watercolour pencils and crayons to create loose drawings, capturing a moment in time. The imposing castle ruins have continued to be a source of inspiration for artists over the years, most notably Turner. The landscape is impressive in all weathers, whether it be a turbulent sea crashing against the headland cliffs or the expanse of blue sky on a calm summer's day. For me, I prefer to see the world on a summer's day in a positive and uplifting light, because who wants to go sketching in the rain? Sketch completed, we make our way along the grassy path as it winds through the fields and leads up towards the entrance. Dunstanburgh Castle is owned by the National Trust, but managed by English Heritage. You can get access inside over the summer months and at weekends during the winter. We are National Trust members, so don't forget to bring your membership card to gain access to the grounds. The castle was built by Earl Thomas of Lancaster in the 14th century. A wealthy nobleman, the castle provided defence in battles such as the War of the Roses. You can see why he picked this rocky headland as a vantage point, as the views from the top go on for miles and miles. Inland you can see the Cheviots, Craster to the south and Berwick and the Scottish borders to the north. I'm not one for heights, but the stony staircase was definitely worth the climb to see this view. After the Middle Ages, the castle fell into disrepair, leaving the ruins as we see it today. Exiting the castle, the path takes us around the landward side and onwards north, passing relics from World War II. It's important to look back at the castle from the north side to see the geological rock formations as the castle sits on top of a rock which is part of the Wyn Sill Formation. The 30-metre high black basalt rock face of Gull Crag cliffs add a dramatic shape to the landscape. Look more closely and you'll see rivers of rocks undulating into the sea. It consists of a series of limestone layers interspersed with a scattering of dolerite boulders. The upper surface has been smoothed by the action of the waves. Leaving the castle behind, we watch out for flying golf balls on our way to the next beach. A short winding path leads us down to Embleton Bay, where an expanse of sandy beach is outstretched before us. We find a perch on one of the many rounded boulders to refresh with a sausage roll, and time to sketch out the scene. It's one of those changeable weather days with the Northumbrian clouds rolling in, casting dark shadows on the sand. It's still nice and hot, so we're all good. The tide is retreating, so it's nice to see a good expanse of golden sand. There's a stream to cross called Golden Burn, which is shallow at low tide, but you can cross higher up behind the dunes if you don't want to get your feet wet. Now, I'm never one to miss an opportunity to cool off, and so I couldn't resist taking a sea dip under the backdrop of the castle. Apart from avoiding the odd jellyfish, what an absolute experience. Ross, on the other hand, was not so keen, so he retreated into the dunes to get an elevated view of the beach. Most of the surrounding area is owned and managed by the National Trust, and it's a plethora for bird life and wildlife. We spotted oyster catchers, dunlins, curlew and gulls, to name a few. Cooled and dried off, Low Newton, our last stop, is just around the corner. Hiding in the dunes to our left, you can see a peppering of beach huts peeking through the grasses. How wonderful it must be to own one and have direct access to this wonderful beach. Turning the corner, the historic building complex is in our sights. Small vessels and pleasure boats line the dunes, as this can be a very popular destination in the summer months. We finished the day with a much needed drink in the ship pub. What a walk, I've totally loved every step of the way. To see more of my paintings inspired by Northumberland and this section of the Northumberland coastal path, please visit my website at www.joannewishart.co.uk or pop into our art gallery in Cullercoats on the North Tyneside coast. Until next time, I'll see you on my next walk from Low Newton to Beadnell.